Hello and welcome to the video. I just want to go through some of the other tapestries that I have woven. This is actually my very first tapestry that I ever did. I experimented a little bit with the fringe, as you can see, a mix of the beige color that I prefer to use completely in with this multicolor yarn. It's a lot of plain weave on the bottom. There's that different color greens and blue yarn from an old crochet project that just when you mix them together, it just looks so cool. Trying out a looping technique and a knotting technique that I will talk about with the second tapestry I ever did. And this section here is done like the fringe but cut very short, and I actually use a crochet lace trim, which I'll go into more on the second tapestry, but I like the different texture. And then more looping, but much shorter and very plush with lots of plain weave. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still learning for this tapestry. This is the second tapestry that I have ever made. You can see that I was continuing to experiment with different colored fringe. This one I have nothing but this colored fringe. I didn't use the beige color that is at the top here that I usually use for fringe now. It's a lot of plain weave, still kind of getting the hang of it with these short section here of more fringe, that technique of looping it around. I cut it nice and short, so it's very plush. And I got this yarn here that is not spun like the rest of it. It's very loose. Some texture here. I think my favorite part is this section here. It is 4, 5. Let's see, we got beige, a dark green with gold, the greens and blue that you've seen in my previous tapestry video, an orange of the woolies, and then this is a crochet lace ribbon or trim or whatever you would want to call it, usually used for sewing. And it's a technique where you basically have all of the yarn, and in this case this lace as well, all together, and you tie knots throughout the entire length before you start plain weaving. You don't have to plain weave with it. You can do loopy texture like this here, which is very fun. Started out very long and then got shorter the higher up I went. I was trying to cover up the fact that I ran out of the yellow for the fringe. But this really is my favorite that I ever done because of the mix of colors and textures. This green yarn with the gold in it is a kind of yarn I would crochet with, but I don't personally like to crochet with it. And the green and blue yarn is from an old crochet project, and I just love this texture, especially with the crochet lace. I love crochet lace so much. And this is the third tapestry that I have ever made. I made this one not that long ago, a couple of months ago. It has fully beige fringe at the bottom. There's some dark greens. I had very limited color palette for these first 3 tapestries, but you can see with all of this hanging and textured yarn, this is the yarn from the Etsy shop that you saw in my long tapestry video that I used at the bottom. There's actually 3 different ones here. There's this one here that has real moss spun into it, as well as the different fibers that the weaver or spinner uses. The one that you saw in my previous tapestry video is under here. And then there's a third one, which is this one. They're all very similar in their colors, and they're inclusions of, these really curly, long hanging pieces. And again, there's just some plain weave from basically most of the rest. I have a bit of knotting texture with that green with gold in here. And there's that flat yarn there that I used in the other video, that I used as a section of short fringe. I just really love the spinner's yarn, and much like when I did it in the previous video, I just kind of let it dictate to me how to weave it into the project, and it just creates such fantastic character and texture. But yeah, that's the 3 different tapestries that I have made previously. I think right now this is my favorite because of all of the new yarns that I have in here. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more crochet tutorials, tapestry weavings, and other crafting videos. Thanks.